Bhagwatam class, where we are continuing with the story of Ajamila. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayat. Nashtaprayashu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So we'll be seeing the next shloka, that is shloka number 4 from the second chapter of the 6th canto. Yat yat acharati shreyan itras tad tad ihate sayat pramanam kurute lokas tad anuvartate. Synonyms: yat yat, whatever, acharati, executes, shreyan, first class man with full knowledge of religious principles, itarah, the subordinate man, tat tat, that, ihate, performs, Saha, he, the great man, yat, whatever, pramanam, as evidence or as the right thing, kurute, accepts, lokaha, the general public, tat, that, anuvartate, follows. Translation by His Divine Grace, Swami A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The mass of people follow the example of a leader in society and imitate his behavior. They accept as evidence whatever the leader accepts. Purport. Although Ajamil was not punishable, the Yamadutas were insisting on taking him away to Yamaraja for punishment. This was adharma, contrary to religious principles. The Vishnudutas feared that if such irreligious acts were allowed, the management of human society would be spoiled. In modern times, the Krishna consciousness movement is trying to introduce the right principles of management for human society. But unfortunately, the governments of Kali Yuga do not properly support the Hare Krishna movement because they do not appreciate its valuable service. The Hare Krishna movement is the right movement for ameliorating the fallen condition of human society. And therefore, governments and public leaders in every part of the world should support this movement to completely rectify humanity's sinful condition. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta Parva. Om Agyanti Mirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Mulitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamlam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagan Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Now we'll listen to Prabhupada's lecture on this particular verse. Kindly listen, and in between we'll take small breaks for summarization.
On the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 2nd chapter, text number 4, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on September 8th, 1975, in Vrindavan, India.
Jad jadacharasi shreyan itarastad tad yehate sajat pramanam kurute lokatsad anuvartate. Very important verse. Ideal class of men therefore needed in the society. The Vedic society is divided. Ideal man, the Brahman, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. The Brahman, the saintly person, the sannyasi, the Rajarsi, This is required. Imang rajan sayo vidu. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that the Bhagavad Gita was taught to the rajas, not to the third class man, rajas. Raja and Rishi at the same time. Although king, but they were saintly king, just like Maharaj Yudhishthira. The ideal king, Bhagavan, Ramchandra. The ideal king. The ideal king, so ideal that because some citizen criticized that Lord Ramchandra, King Ramchandra, has accepted his wife who was kidnapped by Ravana. And he was a low-class man, a washerman. And he stayed. The king, Lord Ramchandra, thought that my citizens are criticizing me. Immediately he separated Lakshmi Devi, Sita. This is ideal. No criticism from the citizens. Even Lord Ramchandra. This is called Rajarshi. Maharaj Yudhishthira, Maharaj Parikshit. Parikshit Maharaj was going on his tour. These Pandavas, they were the emperor of the whole world. So he saw that a black man was trying to kill a cow. So immediately he took action. Who is this man trying to kill cow? So he chastised him, punished him. He was going to kill him, but he saved himself that this is my time, I am Kali-Yuga, I am the representative, so this is my business to kill cow. So what can I do? Then he said that you better get out, other I shall kill. So where shall I go? Out of my kingdom. Then where is not your kingdom? The whole world is your kingdom. Where shall I go? I am also your subject. You must give me a place. Then he gave him the places. Tirasana panaduta jatra papasta kurvita. You can remain in 4 places where illicit sex is indulged, prostitution, you can remain there. And Shuna means unnecessarily killing animals, slaughterhouse, you can remain there. And brothel and liquor house, tirasana pana, where intoxication is indulged, you can remain there. And gambling, Panu Duta, Duta means gambling. You can remain in these places. So it was very difficult for Kali to find out such place. Because Maharaj Parikshit's time, the kingdom was so nice that there was no brothel, no slaughterhouse, no liquor shop, and no gambling club. This is Rajas. So he could not find. Therefore, Kali made a conspiracy how to get out Maharaj Parikshit so that he could spread his influence. So long Maharaj Parikshit was there, there was no influence of Kali-Yuga. So after all the age has come, it is ordained, so Parikshit Maharaj was cursed by Brahmin to die within 7 days. and after his death, the Kali spreading its influence, and now by the advancement of ages, you will find these 4 places in every home. This is illicit sex and intoxication, gambling and meat eating. This is Kali. So, the king was very strict not to allow these things. People are following. Jad acharati shreyam. The king was strict, the government was strict. Therefore people were following. So these sinful activities of the whole world can be stopped immediately if the government is strong. But the government members, they are itself, they are victims of Kali. So how they can stop it? Some big politician, when they enjoy, they bring naked girls and drinking, and this is their standard of enjoyment. But how you can expect good government? It is not possible. Why this will be bothering about people's happiness? They want to occupy big ministerial posts to enjoy their life. Therefore, the position of the whole world is so deteriorated because there is no ideal man. All rogue, thief, very fallen condition. Therefore people are deteriorated. Dampate ratimeva hi. This will be the signs of Kali Yuga. Dampata means husband and wife. Their relation will stand so long they satisfy one another by sex. Rati means sex. Dampate ratimeva hi. And as soon as there is sex disturbed, divorce. I don't know. Viprate suttameva hi. A Brahmin means 1 2-piece thread, that's all. A sannyasi means a rod. These are the explanations. And a very expert man means kutumbam, daksham kutumbam bharanam. If anyone can maintain a family means 1 wife and 1 or 2 children, then he is to be considered very expert, successful. Because therefore you will find in these days no wife, no children, no family. In Western countries they take dog as the best friend and television. That's all. Because this is Kali Yuga, no family, but he must have some companion, but he doesn't want family, the botheration of family, then dog is the best friend. What can be done? This is going on, and it will increase more and more, more and more. Therefore, at the present moment, it is a great necessity to have some ideal man. Jad acharati shreyam. Therefore we are endeavoring to create some ideal man, Krishna consciousness, their character, their behavior, their ideal aim of life. So those are taken to Krishna consciousness seriously. They should be ideal men. The society will be benefited, at least by seeing their behavior. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taught us, apani achari Prabhu jivere shikhai. If you don't behave yourself as an ideal man, you cannot preach. Your preaching will not be successful. Apani achari Prabhu jive shikha. Because the nature's law is that ordinary man, they follow the idea. If there is Rajarsi, Kshatri, ruler, king, just like saintly persons, like Maharaj, Yudhishthir, Parikshit, Lord Ramchandra, and many Maharaj Amburis, then people will be happy. Just like it is described during the reign of Maharaj Parikshit, there was no trouble at all of the citizens. They are free from even ordinary minor diseases. It is said in the Srimad Bhagwatam. And so far production is concerned, it is said that the land was producing all the necessities. Sarva dugha-mahi, sarva kama dugha-mahi. Actually, we get everything from the earth, all supplies. We are getting these flowers from earth, we are getting these fruits from earth, we are getting foodstuff from the earth, we are getting minerals from the earth. Everything. Sarva dugha-mahi. So, nature will supply you sufficiently, provided you follow ideal life. Otherwise, nature will punish you. There will be no supply. These are all described in Srimad Bhagwatam. The nature was not supplying sufficiently, and then Maharaj Prithu, the personified Prithvi, he was going to kill her, punish. King's business is, if somebody is doing wrong, then the king must punish. So, he was prepared to punish Prithvi. She submitted as a king, why you are trying to punish me? It is my business. When people become demons, I restrict my supply. So this is nature's law. As soon as you become demons, godless, nature will restrict supply. There will be no rain, no production, there is scarcity, everything. Prakriti kriyamanani guni karmani sarvata. Everything is being carried by Prakriti. And Prakriti is working under the direction of Krishna. Mayadhakshena Prakriti Swati Sasaraya. Without Prakriti's cooperation, you cannot get anything. You may have big mills and factories, useless. You cannot manufacture, rice, grains. Even if you eat meat, the cows and the animals, they must eat vegetables. There will be no vegetables. How will you be able to eat? So nature has got the restricting power. As you become more and more demons and sinful, nature will restrict supply and you will suffer. This is the law. Daivichisa gunamai mama maya durutte. Mami mujapparpadante mayame tantam. Therefore, our Krishna consciousness movement is just to teach people how to become Krishna conscious, surrender, then they will be happy. This is the way of Krishna consciousness movement. We want to create some ideal man. People will see them, and at least they will understand that here are the ideal men. They will be ashamed. So, those who are in Krishna consciousness movement, they should be Shreyam. Jad jad acharati Shreyam. The best man in the society. Otherwise, if you waste your time to make a free hotel and sleep, use it. That will not make our mission successful. You take advantage of that. and no work, that will not be successful. We must be Shreyam, first class man. That is one. Because there is no first class man or fourth class, fifth class. Shudra, Kalu Shudra Samabha. Shudra means fourth class. And Chandala means fifth class. So nowadays, then mainly Chandala. Kirata Hunanda Pulinda Pukkasa Vira Sambha Javana Asada. Javana and Chandalas. By the grace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this movement is able to pick up even Chandalas and Javanas to become Brahmana. Manchabbhavicharini bhakti yogena jasivate sagunam samadipta etan brahma bhuyaya. One who is engaged in devotional service, he becomes immediately transcendental to this I mean to say infection of the three qualities of material nature. Sagunan samadipta etan brahma bhuyaya. That is actually happening. This powerful Krishna consciousness movement is so strong that we can pick up from the lowest stage of life and bring it to the highest stage of life. If we follow the rules and regulations, it is possible. We practically are saying that is required. Jajjadachariti Sriyam. A class of men, maybe minority, it doesn't matter. But their ideal behavior, character will lead other people to appreciate, yes, it should be like this. Now, who was telling this kind? I think Pranav was telling that some friend has told that in the Western countries they are appreciating this movement because I have stopped amongst my members this intoxication. Are you not telling? Yes, then they will appreciate. Yes, Professor Judah also. He said they are appreciating now. How is this nice movement? That our students, they are habituated to all this and they are now become God conscious. They made after God. And one priest in Boston, he also agreed. One priest came to see me, he said, Swamiji, how is that? Your disciples look so bright. They are appreciating. Everyone, Shreyam. So this movement is very important movement because it is creating first class men so that others will see and follow. So this is required. Jajjadacharati Shreyam. Tattad itara ihate. It is natural. A father may be drunkard, but he doesn't like to see his son has become drunk. This is natural. Everyone appreciates good quality. Similarly, if we can create an ideal class of man, then others who are followed will try to become like us. So, don't take this movement very insignificantly, very serious, and those who are members, they should become ideals.
Hare Krishna. So can someone summarize what we have heard till now? Who would like to start first? See, basically this is the discussion which was happening. If you remember the story clearly, the Yamadutas were stopped, the Vishnudutas then asked question, who are those who could be punished? Why is it that all those who are into karma will be punished or not? So Yamadutas have answered appropriately. They have solved their questions. And then they have questioned, now, why are you still stopping us? And then the Vishnudutas have told them, no, you are wrong. This person is not suitable for, eligible for punishment. And in the previous verse, they said that if such punishment happens, then it will be injustice. And Yamaraja is someone who is not known to be doing injustice. So you should not do it. Further, now in this verse, they say that people ideally follow those who are the leaders. So Yamaraja, if he is so good, he is such a good leader, he should not be seen doing a mistake. And based on that, Prabhupada ji is now giving this further explanation. The shloka Prabhupada ji is saying is very important because it is talking about the importance of ideal life, ideal people, ideal devotees, and how it is important. So would someone like to start summarizing what we heard now from Prabhupada ji? Anyone?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So to continue, like Prabhupada ji was giving the examples of very famous like Lord Ramachandra and then Parikshit Maharaj. So with their lives, like they have set the examples. Like even like ordinary people, they used to follow these ideal men. Parikshit Maharaj, in the presence of Parikshit Maharaj, there like the Kali was not given a chance to enter into his kingdom. So because he was strictly following these 4 regulative principles, so Kali could not find any place to enter in the presence of like in the administration of Parikshit Maharaj. Yeah, someone can continue.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhuji, actually, Lord Ramchandra, Parikshit Maharaj, they are the symbols for ruling and all. The Prabhupada said, Acharati Shreshta Tat Evataro Janaha. So what the great people do, the people will follow. So that's why in Kali Yuga that is not happening properly, and that's what clearly said by Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I
Yes,
think
Prabhuji.
it started with Parikshit Maharaj and Ramchandra. The point they wanted to make was the Praja was very happy over there, and all the 4 bad qualities were missing. I mean, the 4 regulative principles were not at all needed because nobody was using it there. So people were in general happy. So Kali was not getting a place in the kingdom of Parikshit Maharaj. So and that's where that's where Prabhupada ji was talking about what could be the ideal man qualities. And with those 4 regulative principles maintained, and that's what the base of having the ideal person, how he should behave. So that was the complete thing. And otherwise, every I mean, in today's generation, people are behaving like shudras or any other. So that's what being mentioned, that we should improve on ourselves. And even after seeing the persons who are following Krishna consciousness, why your disciples are bright. So all these things were asked to him as well, because if you are in this guna, you tend to get you tend to attract the good qualities and improve the sattva.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
Very nicely. Yes, Prabhuji. Anyone would like to add any points?
Yeah. Again, it was also mentioned that like when a person becomes demonic, so there would be scarcity of rains, and there would be like no production of food grains. So and there would be scarcity of everything. So and this is all is under the influence of Prakriti. In turn, like the Prakriti is under the like influence of Supreme Lord Krishna. So again, it was also mentioned that the ideal man was called as Rajarsi. Yeah.
Yes. Anyone would like to add any other points?
हरे कृष्णा, दंडवत प्रणाम।
Hare Krishna.
इस श्लोक में प्रभुपाद जी ने मनुष्य के 5 प्रकार बताए, क्षत्रिय, वैश्य, वो चांडाल तक के। और हम यानी जो लोग हैं, सामान्य जनता जो बोलते हो, ये कभी भी अपने से ऊपर वाले जो लोग हैं, बड़े लोग जो नेता वगैरह, इनके जैसा आचरण करने की कोशिश करते हैं, उनका अनुकरण करने की कोशिश करते हैं। ये इसीलिए यदि हमारे गवर्नमेंट में, यानी गवर्नमेंट के लिए एक इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट है, ये श्लोका उनके लिए सच बोले तो इम्पोर्टेंट है, जो ये श्लोका जान लेता है और उसके हिसाब से करता है और वो हिसाब से अपना गवर्नमेंट का मैनेजमेंट करता है, तो कभी भी अपने देश की अधोगति नहीं होगी, अपने देश की उन्नति होगी। तो उसके लिए उन्होंने दिया कि उनका आचरण यदि अच्छा है, यानी उन्हें कृष्ण तत्व यदि मालूम है, वो कृष्ण तत्व का अप्लाई करते हैं, तो सारी जनता उनका अनुकरण करेगी और सारी जनता कृष्ण भावनामृत हो जाएगी। और फिर हमें ये जो प्रॉब्लम्स आ रहे हैं, वो प्रॉब्लम से हमें छुटकारा मिल सकता है। पूरी तरह छूट सकते हैं ऐसा नहीं है, लेकिन कोई न कोई अंश से हम उससे छुटकारा पा सकते हैं। वैसे देखे तो फुल्ली कोई भी छुटकारा हम प्राप्त नहीं कर सकते, पूरी तरह से हम छूट नहीं सकते, क्योंकि ये दुखालय है, ये दुखालय है, तो हमें दुख तो प्राप्त होने वाले ही है। लेकिन तो भी ये इनको फेस करते हुए हम आगे हमारे नेता लोगों का अनुकरण करते हुए हम आगे बढ़ सकते हैं और हमारे देश की प्रगति कर सकते हैं, और पूरे ब्रह्मांड में सब लोग फिर वैसे ही करने लग जाएंगे। ऐसा शायद मुझे इसे समझ में आया। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. And just want to add one more point. The society, I mean, in the current society, everyone wants and respects ideal class of men. So, however, demonic character one is, but still, he wants his sons to follow ideal path. Like it was mentioned by Prabhupada that the father, though he was drunkard, he doesn't want his son to be a drunkard. He wants to have very good qualities. His son to have very good qualities.
Hare Krishna, very nicely pointed out, Prabhuji. So I'll just add a couple more points, or I'll say pointers which were there in this particular shloka. So after having explained how Kali Yuga came into existence, Prabhupada ji has also told where the effect of Kali is very high and why all those have now started coming into our households. But then Prakriti is under the control of Krishna. Prakriti Madhyakshena is what Krishna is saying. Now, Krishna is a very wonderful father. As Prabhuji mentioned in this particular discussion right now, no father wants the children to be drunkard. So Krishna does not want we who are his children to suffer at all. So what he does, since Prakriti is in his control, he gives the duty to Prithvi, that is Mother Earth. And how Mother Earth reacts? She stops complete supply, or say she starts controlling the supply of things. So that is why you will find these famines, then whatever are the problems of malnutrition, food not being made available. Because this is how Krishna is trying to tell the people, if you continue doing this more, your sinful life continues, then over a period of time, the supply by Prithvi is going to be affected. So that was an important point which was there. So if you start getting these questions, if Krishna is everywhere, Krishna is controlling everything, why are these problems happening? So these problems are happening so that we stop in our sinful life. The second aspect which was there is how Krishna consciousness, bhakti, changes people. So here the example is given where even Professor Judah, who was initially not very pro what Prabhupada was doing, he started appreciating what Prabhupada's magic was. So it was Krishna's magic. The moment the students took to Krishna consciousness, they left their bad habits. They started chanting, and automatically that glow came into their faces. And they became real happy. So these are two aspects. The moment your real happiness increases, your sinful lives will go back. And that is what is important. And if you follow this, if you are able to show this, how it is benefiting you, then others also will start coming into that beneficial association. So if you remember a couple of weeks ago, Prabhupada ji in the similar verse, when he was discussing it, told, it is the duty of everyone who is born in Bharatvarsha to spread the message of Krishna and Chaitanya. And how we can do it? By trying to become ideal. So let us hear what Prabhupada ji is telling further of what this idealness has to be.
But very easy method to become ideal. Avoid these 4 principles of sinful life and chant Hare Krishna 16 times. You become ideal. Cheta Darpanam Arjanam Bhava Maharama Vinitvasanam Sya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadhu Jivanam Anandamvadi Vardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadam Param Vijayati Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. So, in the very beginning, the first thing is Cheta Darpanam. We are all suffering on account of ignorance. There are so many nasty, dirty things within our heart. It will be clean. Nittama Bhagavata Sevaya. Tato Rajastamo Bhava. Kamulobha Dayastari. Cheta Etui Anavidyam. Sitam Satte Prasidati. Nasta Prayesu Avadri. Nittama Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Nashtiki. These are the formula. If we hear Bhagavatam from Bhagavatam, not from the professional man who has made business for reciting Bhagavatam. No. Nittanga Bhagavata Seva. There are 2 Bhagavata, Grantha Bhagavata and the Man Bhagavata. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's secretary, Sadhudamodar, he recommended a Brahmin. He came to see him writing something that was full of mistakes. Then he chastised him that you do not know what is what. You have tried to explain Bhagavad. But when the Brahmin was submissively hearing and tolerated the chastisement, then he gave me advice. Bhagavat parogya Bhagavata sthane. Go hear Bhagavat from a person whose life is Bhagavat. Bhagavata parogya Bhagavata sthane. Not the professional Bhagavat. They are aiming. Therefore they immediately open the Rasalila chapters and explain it very nicely. People will like, Krishna and myself is same. He is also everything younger. I shall now try to find out younger. They are going to help by hearing Bhagavatam from these rascal professionals. Bhagavat is meant from the very beginning. First of all, try to understand what is God. Janmadasya jataha annaya vitarasya. 9 cantos to explain what is God. Then 10th canto, God. Vasudeva, Krishna is there. Not 10th canto immediately. So everything is misused. Only for money, bring money. This is Kali. Everything will be judged by money. And as soon as there is money, there will be himsa. Therefore this Bhagavad Dharma is not for this class of men. Dharma projhita koitavatra paramanimma sarana. Those who are above enviousness, those who are above hankering after money, for them this Bhagavad Dharma is not for them. Parama Nirmatsalana, Paramhansaya. So we are taking this Bhagwatam. We should be very, very careful to become first-class men so that others will follow. Sajat pramanam kurute. If you become a first-class man, sajat pramanam, whatever you will do, lokastadanovartate, people will follow. Next. Lokastadanovartate. Unfortunately, nowadays first-class man means kill Krishna. This is first-class man. All these so-called rascal scholars of Bhagavad Gita, their only business is how to kill Krishna. Kansa. As Kansa was planning how to kill Krishna. That was his plan. Demon. He was also thinking of Krishna, but he was thinking Krishna, how to kill him. That is not bhakti. Krishna consciousness, he was also Krishna conscious. He was thinking always 24 hours, Krishna, how to kill Krishna. That is not bhakti. Bhakti means how to serve Krishna. That is bhakti. Anukullena Krishna anusilanam. Not to pratikulena. Pratikul means adverse. Yes. If you think of Krishna adversely, how to kill this Krishna consciousness movement, of course Krishna is so nice that even if you think of Krishna adversely, because he chant Krishna, Krishna, he will get benefit. Krishna is so nice. Because you are chanting unconsciously, just like there were so many propaganda in Germany. The Hare Krishna people are so bad, but every paper chanted Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna movement is bad, but in the beginning Hare Krishna. So therefore, in spite of their propaganda, we are existing. We are existing. We have come out triumphant. They could not do anything. So the Hare Krishna movement is so strong, and indirectly, directly, or somewhere or other, if you chant Hare Krishna, you become benefited. It is so. So if you neglectfully chant Hare Krishna, you become so benefited, then how much you will be benefited if you carefully chant Hare Krishna? That should be the idea. Therefore, sajat pramanam krute lokastadanovartate. Unfortunately, those decrying this Krishna movement or Krishna, they directly making propaganda. When Krishna says, manvana bhava madbhakta madhyajman namaskuru, the so-called scholars, they say, it is not to Krishna. There is a mission. Lokastadanovartate. The people are becoming against Krishna. Why Krishna should be God? I have got another God manufactured. Here is God. Krishna was so beautiful, and I have brought so ugly God. There are so many ugly gods nowadays. There ferocious face, and he is God. We worship God, so nice face. People come and become enchanted. And they bring a God, a ferocious head, while he becomes God. This is why. The whole propaganda is going. Even big political leaders, they say, we don't believe in Krishna. There was a person, a Krishna living heaven. So, people are being misled. Lokastadanovartate. He has taken the position of Sriya, big leader, big scholar, and is decrying Krishna. So what people will do? They are helpless. They will give, Mr. Satan said, it is fiction. Krishna is imagination. This is going on. In Vrindavan you find so many big Mayavadis. They are explaining that this Krishna concept is an imagination and people are thrown together to hear him. In Vrindavan, and what to speak of other places. So this is the position of the world, and they are suffering and they will continue to suffer. Nature will punish them, Jamaraj will take them, that is their next life. So try to save them. This is Krishna consciousness. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. So would someone like to start summarizing what we heard in this second part, which was very practical application of this shloka? Who would like to volunteer first?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, I think here I understood like 4 things that we have to take away, and we also need to chant Hare Krishna mantra. I think that will make us exceed and we can make others to be also like follow, and we can exceed into a first class people. I think that is what he mentioned. And neglectfully how in German propaganda it has when pop up into the paper, and how it has benefited. Even they are neglectfully, they have entered Hare Krishna should be stopped. But as Hare Krishna was there, like how benefited it is, and it is still continuing there. So I think if you do that more consciously, I am sure Krishna Prabhupada is saying like it will definitely, we'll see that happiness into our life. And that is what I have taken up.
Hare Krishna. Very nicely taken up point, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Mataji. Dandavat pranam to all of you. I think the main point was to follow the regulative principles, the 4 regulative principles, follow the 16 rounds chanting to become the right man or the ideal man. That's what being told. And also, the main thing that was being highlighted was, even if you unknowingly take the Krishna name, you are going to get benefited out of it. Even you are scandalizing or propagating things, then also Krishna is so merciful that you are being able to benefiting out of those actions, ill actions. So how much benefit you will get if you consciously take the chanting and you take the name. So that's what properly highlighted, and we everyone should strive for it. And he was also talking about you should believe in the name of the chanting and the name of the Krishna, and you should follow it diligently to become an idol.
Perfect. Perfect, Prabhuji. So basically, this whole second part was about practicality. So he started by giving us the formulas, how to become ideal. So very first formulas, as Prabhuji and Mataji right now said, was, yes, we should follow the 4 regulative principles. There's no question about that. We should be doing 16 rounds of chanting. Why these things? Because then he gives the explanation. Chito darpanamarjanam bhavamahadava nirvapanam. So he then quotes those shlokas. It will start cleansing our heart slowly, steadily, and whatever is the dirt which is accumulated here inside, it will get washed off. The moment that dirt gets washed off, the glow on the face comes up. So that is inversely proportional. So that was the first part. Then he further says the second important aspect, and that is Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. That is why when we start the lecture, we start with that same thing. Why we are doing this Bhagavat Seva. So having regular, Nitya means regular listening of the Bhagavata is important. But unfortunately, today there are so many aspects, media, so much of social media, opportunities to listen. We don't know what to listen and from whom to listen. So that also he has clarified by giving the example from Chaitanya Charitamrita. So it is said that there are 2 kinds of Bhagavatam. One is the book Bhagavat, definitely Srimad Bhagavatam, which we are understanding, reading nowadays every day. And second is Persona Bhagavatam. So we have to look at listening from person Bhagavad. The person who is ideally implementing what is mentioned in Bhagavata, that becomes the ideal person Bhagavad. So we have to listen from such persons and not from those who are into this for economy's sake. Then that real meaning will go from their heart to our heart. That is how the knowledge gets transferred. So it is important that we follow these ideals and we ourselves strive to become ideal. Because the moment we will become ideal, or even if we make one effort to become ideal, we'll get unlimited benefit. Even in Ajamila's case, we are seeing here, just because he chanted the name of his son Narayan, Vishnudutas thought that he is praising their lordship, and they prevented Yamudutas from taking him away. So even if unintentionally we do some chanting, we take Krishna's name, we get this benefit. How much more benefit we'll get if we take to it sincerely? Just think about it. Maybe we'll not be able to do it 16 rounds from day one immediately. No. But one shloka at a time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Start at least like this with one shloka. Then slowly it will increase. 1 to 16, 16 to 64, 64 to 108. Yeah, one round completed. And then that one round will slowly become 2, 2 will become 3, 5, 7, 9. And you will not even understand when it has become 16. And that rasa, that Chaitodarpan which has been brought about, will make you feel I have to do more and more and more and more. Because it is taking us back to Krishna. And we are doing everything to serve Krishna. Even when we are chanting and we are listening to this one word at a time, this voice vibration which is coming, it is also being heard by the other creatures, other particles which are around. So it is beneficial for everyone. We need to chant sincerely, chant seriously, and the benefits will accrue automatically. Hare Krishna. Thank you for attending the sessions. We also have the Srimad Bhagavad Gita sessions, Gita Rasamala series at 7:30 p.m. followed by the Gita session at 8. We have also started this Bhagavad Saptaha since yesterday, for which also you would have seen the link being shared in the WhatsApp groups. So requesting that you share all these links to everyone who is there in your contact book. So maybe if not today, immediately, tomorrow, sometime, you'll try to come and see what it is and get the benefit. And we being born in Bharatvarsha would be able to complete this responsibility which rests on our shoulder to spread the message of Krishna, to follow Krishna's instructions. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu bhayevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. See you in the next lecture soon.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.